You're like, you're out.
Can you give us a
I
little?
didn't say do a gator shot. Yeah,
Can you give us one of those?
I know. What's up, Splat Nation? Splat Picks Boys back. Episode 16. We got Aaron, Will Russell, our guest pickers. 2 different ones going this week. Big week this week. Super regionals, some finals in NHL and NBA. Get us started, James.
All right, let's start with the Super Regionals. We have 8 matchups, and let's start with one that's close to home for y'all. Tennessee versus Evansville. I don't think we need to spend much time with this one. It's Tennessee. I think they sweep them. Evansville got swept by Mississippi State earlier this year, and Tennessee is clearly the better SEC team this year in baseball. Plain and simple, Tennessee. Jack.
Whatever our last baseball picking was, I didn't pick Tennessee, and I ended up winning in that. I picked LSU. But obviously, if Tennessee's winning in the, I think it was the SEC championship, they're obviously going against better teams than Evansville, so I'll see them. They're just going to sweep.
Aaron, what do you think?
I think Tennessee's pitching game, I think that could be better going into Super Regionals, but our offense, our bats are hot, so we've got a good lineup going. So I expect a lot of home runs. It's going to be a high scoring game. So not for Evansville, but definitely for Tennessee.
What about you, Will?
Always got to choose the balls. Our key game is hitting dingers, throwing strikeouts. We don't have to worry as long as we have many pitchers to keep the bats hot. This is a no-brainer. Go balls.
I mean, I agree. No-brainer. Number 1 overall seed versus unranked Evansville. It's going to be easy. Tennessee's best player, not really, Cal Stark. He went off. But Cal Stark's been our worst hitter all year. But he had 3 or 4 bombs in the regional. So if we just keep that up, I mean, the whole team's hitting. We're going to be hard to beat the rest of the season. So give me the balls. And before we move on, I meant to do this earlier. Aaron and Will, introduce yourselves and tell us a couple facts about yourselves.
So I'm Aaron, and I run track and field for Maryville High School, and I am 18. And I've known Drew my whole life, so we play baseball together. Go Monsters! Best second baseman I know.
Appreciate it, brother.
I'm Will. Just here to be here, man. Let's go.
Valid. All right.
Awesome sauce. Next Super Regional matchup, number 2 seeded Kentucky against 15 seeded Oregon State. I'll start out with this one again. Oregon State, obviously Pac-12 team. Pac-12 is low-key not a bad baseball conference. And, I mean, Kentucky's kind of proven themselves, but I could see the upset. Oregon State's gone to the College World Series before, and so I think I'll take the gutsy pick and take the Beavers on this one, go out with a bang before the Pac-12 is officially over, and beat the 2-seeded Kentucky Wildcats. The Copycats is what the Tennessee tour guide called them when I toured there back in the fall. Jack?
I'm going to have to take Kentucky for Chad, and obviously SEC baseball is just better than Pac-12. I don't know what you're yapping about over there, but to be a 2 seed coming into this as well, Kentucky's, I mean, they might not sweep, but they're definitely going to win.
They're a basketball school. I mean, obviously SEC baseball, best baseball in the country.
Yeah.
All the best stadiums, best teams, best players. But Kentucky's a basketball school, let's be real. They ain't no baseball school. They a basketball school. Twins and Drew, thoughts?
All right. Excuse the background noise. There's an AC unit running behind us. But Will, you started this one.
Yeah, I want to go with the upset, Oregon State. Yeah, their reputation in the College World Series is pretty good. I'm a Tennessee guy, but I got to go with the Kentucky Wildcats. Their hitting game has been insane all year. They've had the most comebacks in probably the SEC. I'm going with Kentucky Wildcats.
Sadly, I'm going to have to agree with them. I don't think Kentucky's deserving of the number 2 overall seed. Good team. They kind of got hot at the end of the year in that winning streak. I mean, series when they lost the series to Tennessee, but other than that, SEC co-champions in the regular season. So they had a pretty good season. I think they'll beat Oregon State, but I don't think they're good enough to win it all.
I don't know much about Oregon State, but what I do know is Kentucky. I think they kind of shocked some people because they never were they never were they never were hot at the beginning of the season, but then they got the bats going, and their pitching game has actually been pretty good. So they came into to regionals on a streak. So if they just keep it going, I think they'll beat Oregon State. So.
Dang, guess I'm the odd one out on this one. Well, a little non-SEC matchup. We have the Yukon Huskies against the Florida State Seminoles. And I just want to say this body armor right here reminds me of the colors of Yukon, and it also reminds me, body armor, please sponsor us. A little blueberry pomegranate for tonight. Tastes excellent as always. But anyway, FSU is a good baseball school. I forget if they still have the same coach that they've had for years. He's an excellent coach. They've made runs to the College World Series before, and UConn is a smaller school and a smaller conference. Obviously, somewhat a hot team. I wish I had some stats put up. I wish I'd done a little homework. Been a bit busy these past few weeks. But I think I'll go with a safe pick here. Take the Seminoles to beat the Huskies, and obviously they have the home field advantage down in Tallahassee, Florida. So yeah, give me the Seminoles, Jack.
Obviously I got the Virginia Tech hat on, ACC, so I'm gonna have to support the ACC right here and pick Florida. I don't know much about baseball really, but if you're a 3 seed coming into this, you're probably pretty good. You should probably beat every single team, or every single 3 seed should probably beat every single team.
I'll start it off on this end this time. I'm going with Florida State. ACC has kind of been one of behind the SEC, one of the best baseball conferences. Shout out Coach Hollander, Chris Hollander, Mr. Hollander, however you call him. He was down at Florida State. Pretty sure he played baseball down there, so got to do it for him. Give me the Noles.
I agree with you, Drew. I'm gonna have to go Florida State. I really don't know much about them or how their season's going, but what seed are they again? They're number 3 seed. I'm gonna have to go with Florida State. That's solid. I'm gonna have to go. That's my pick is Florida State.
Right. I'm gonna have to give it to Florida State. With their batting average being so high that it is at this point, I think they're unstoppable. Not a team that's gonna make it as far in the College World Series, but they're definitely gonna put away the 0 seed. No seed UConn. Get them out. I got Florida State.
Very valid. All right.
All right, next series, Georgia versus NC State. This Georgia team has gotten hot. I think they were a little overseeded personally. They have Charlie Condon, who will be a top 5 pick, no doubt about it. I personally would take my boy Connor Griffin over Charlie Condon. But that's my personal opinion on it. Great kid, phenomenal. Go watch that interview. Learned a lot from it. Against the NC State Wolfpack, this Wolfpack almost made it to the championship in the 2021 season, but were faced by the COVID-19 disease, so they sadly could not face off against Vandy in the semifinals, giving Vandy that cakewalk Mickey Mouse entrance into the championship, only to lose to the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Let's see, we have the pennant back there. And so, really, I see this Georgia team as, they seem like a liability almost. I think they were overseeded. And we just talked about how the ACC is a good baseball conference. Obviously, SEC is the best, but ACC is right behind it. And I think this NC State team could surprise some people. And I think I'll take the Wolfpack on this one. They surprised some people in college basketball, and I think they'll surprise more people in college baseball. Jack?
Couldn't agree more right there. ACC, good baseball conference, I think. So I'm going to have to take the Wolfpack here again, supporting ACC. Drew?
Which one do y'all want?
I'll go. Personally, you really want to choose the SEC team, but I'm going to go with the Wolfpack. With Georgia not having so hot baseball season, this is their first super regional appearance in years. So I'm going to go with the ACC once again. It is what it is. The Wolfpack, They've been doing great in all their other sports, just like you said. We'll give it to the Wolfpack.
I agree. I'm gonna go NC State as well. They got hot in some March Madness, not March Madness. They got hot in it was March Madness, and I like that Burns Jr. guy. That big guy. But other than that, I think their baseball team is solid. They were great last year, and they beat Arkansas last year in the regional. I think?
Something like that. They had a good run last year.
They had a good run.
And
So
it's short.
I'm gonna go Wolfpack.
Give me the Wolfpack too. I do not like Charlie Condon at all. He robbed Christian Moore of the SEC Player of the Year. Did not deserve it. Overall, I got the 10 seed upsetting the 7 seed. I mean, it's not a huge difference, not a huge upset. I just think Georgia started off hot and then they cooled off so much. So Wolfpack all the way. I guess we all got them.
Yeah, and then quite the interesting matchup we have next. We have a little ACC against Big 12, Virginia versus Kansas State. I had the pleasure of watching Virginia play in the regional against Mississippi State this past weekend, but I haven't really watched much of Kansas State, so this is really a shot in the dark. I don't think Virginia really deserved to be a host for a regional, nonetheless a super. So I don't really know what I'm feeling on this one. Kansas State did win in that Arkansas regional. ACC is a stronger conference for baseball. Virginia has College World Series experience. They beat my Dogs. I think I got to go with them.
No.
It's
Bro,
a terrible
Virginia.
pick, Jack. I know you're a Hokie.
Yep. Only that's the one.
It's a pick I don't
You
want to
can't pick
make, but I
Virginia.
think it's a pick I have to make.
No.
I think I'm going to go with the Cavs with this one, the Virginia Cavaliers. I hate to do it. Trust me. I don't want to do it, but I think I'm going to have to do it.
Give me Kansas State because I'm a Hokie. That's all that needs to be said.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm actually gonna have to go. I'm gonna go Virginia. I think they're. I'm sorry, Jack. I gotta go Virginia. But I don't know much about Virginia, but they were hot at Omaha last year. I think was it last year, Drew?
Maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago, they were hot in Omaha. So.
3 years ago, they put out Tennessee.
Exactly. So I gotta go Virginia as well. I'm sorry.
Hey, quick question, Aaron. Have you been able to obtain a Frisbee at that camp?
Jack, I actually haven't. So
It's probably for the better.
it is.
This is some joke I'm missing, but I'm here for it. Drew, your take?
Aaron can explain it.
Yeah, I think gonna have to go with Kansas State here. I feel an upset brewing. Not a big UVA guy. I mean, great school. I feel like their run at the College World Series ends here. So give me the Kansas State. What are they? Cougars, Lions?
They're the Wildcats.
Wildcats. I was getting there. Well,
I'm gonna have to go with UVA. Batting average is insanely hot. You got a 12 seed team against a nobody. I mean, yeah, there could be an upset brewing, but with the amount of pitching game that they have, I think they got a good chance. Give me UVA.
Good takes. I love my guy Will over here with the batting averages and stats pulled up. Just really respect that. Love when our guest pickers have that, especially on a down week for me this week. Next, we have a more traditional. Do what?
I think that. Oh, never mind. I thought they got in trouble.
Well, they keep chit-chatting with someone, so either they have some lady friends or they're in trouble. And I don't think they have any lady friends. Next one, more traditional baseball matchup. We have Clemson out of the ACC versus Florida from the SEC.
Clemson.
And, Florida's been kind of mid this year. Not as good as they've used to be. They kind of got hot towards the end, but I don't see them as one of the top dogs in the SEC, so I'm leaning with the Clemson Tigers. And I'll mess with the colors, the purple and orange. Why not? Give me Clemson.
I guess I've already been picking all ACC except Virginia, so I mean, I'm just going to keep up that trend. Clemson, obviously, higher seeded right here. Probably the better team also coming in, as James just explained. So give me Clemson.
I'll start this one off. I agree with y'all. Give me Clemson. Can't stand Florida as a Tennessee fan at all. Jack Caglio, and I don't know what his name, however you say his name, overrated. It's kind of impressive what he's doing. I still not a huge fan. I just don't like anybody at Gator. Sorry, Zach Galinas, our camp counselor last year, my boy. But give me the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah, I hate to say it. As much as I hate to say it as a Tennessee football fan, I'm going with the Florida Gators. Kegloni, insane. Best player that Florida's probably ever had in a long time. The upset is coming. Clemson did have a couple walk-offs here and there. I got the Gators winning this game.
Sadly, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I got the
You
Gators.
have the Gator chop.
I got
the Gator chop.
I got the Gators winning this as well. They're known for their baseball, some football, but I feel like they're a good baseball school.
Known for their baseball.
Okay.
Besides football, hey, it may not matter, but I got the upset going on Clemson. So their pitching, I don't know much about their pitching, but I'm going upset.
They have a deep roster.
Aaron,
I'm going
I think
upset.
you should have just
All right,
quit after
enough
you
of
did
the
this.
Gator chomp. Well, James also spawned in balloons, which is pretty cool. Not sure how that works. That was cool. Don't know if y'all saw that, but yeah. Next game before these idiots. Okay, yeah, James, you go. I'm tired of hearing them talk about Florida.
Two problems I see with Aaron. The crap are you doing the Gator chomp for if you're a Vol fan? I'm not a Vol. I'm not a Tennessee Volunteer, but I understand a rivalry. The crap are we doing a Gator chomp? That's like me doing the
Both of
fin
them.
up crap.
Both of them are Tennessee fans, and they both did it. Will's not getting out of that.
Did you Gator chomp?
No, I did not.
Okay.
We have them on film. We have them on
I'm
film.
pretty sure he did.
When I'm editing this, I will watch it. No, what is wrong with you? That is
I'm
The only
Florida's
person that
upsetting.
should be able to
Florida's
that's there
upsetting.
is Curtis.
He's just a fake
telling
ball
y'all.
fan. He's just a
Curtis
fake.
is a Florida fan.
Florida known for their baseball. They're clearly known for Timmy Tebow back in the early 2000s with football. And they won or at least one basketball championship back in the 2000s. Baseball, they made it to the championship last year. Don't get me wrong, but they ain't known for no baseball down in Gainesville. They're known for the football. And doing the Gator chomp, just disrespectful. Just disrespectful. Disrespectful.
He continued to do it's the problem. He did it once. We called him out, and he continued to do it. Okay, I'm fine. You picked Florida. That's fine.
That's
Doing
fine.
That means you're cheering for him. I don't want you to cheer.
No.
You can.
There's a difference.
I'm cheering for them over Clemson. They're beating Clemson.
No.
I'm
I
telling
make
y'all
the
right
picks.
now,
That doesn't mean I cheer for the team.
Disgust me to say Florida.
Thanks.
See, it disgusts him to say Florida. That is a fine take. He's making the right pick that he thinks is going to win, but he hates to do it. But doing the just disrespectful. Disrespectful to the game. Disrespectful.
After
Next
we
game.
lost Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker, we got Nico though. I will say that.
You have Nico and you have George McIntyre. What are you complaining about,
Our
pal?
football's we're about to cook. Don't worry.
You'll have daggum Nico. Y'all got Nico. And George McIntyre on the bench?
All right, next. What's our next game? I'm tired of hearing Florida talk.
UNC versus West Virginia, a little Big 12 against ACC. And my goodness, UNC looked good in that second game against LSU. The first game they played, they got cooked. They got cooked by the LSU Tigers. I really thought LSU was going to make a run for a little super regional and maybe a College World Series. But UNC said, our turn now. Uniforms are clean. I love the colors. The UNC blue, just absolutely phenomenal. And besides my grandmother, what's come out of West Virginia, for being honest? Nick Saban's from West Virginia. No one likes Saban, if we're being honest. You're a Virginia Tech fan. Y'all don't even play Saban. Y'all just got Michael Vick, and all y'all are Volunteers fans, so
Bruce
y'all
Smith.
hate Saban. So I better not hear a single one of y'all pick West Virginia, because the only
I'm
thing
not.
it's given this world is my grandmother and Nick Saban, and I only like one of those people, and it sure is not Saban. So give me UNC.
Agreeing with James right here. UNC, ACC, great school as well. Campus is beautiful. Colors are beautiful. I don't know about their baseball, but I mean, obviously they're pretty good. Yeah,
Aaron, I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself.
All right.
Luckily, you can't gator chomp here.
Well-
Thank goodness Vandy got eliminated, because if you probably say anchor down or something, and then I might throw you over that.
down.
You know what I'm actually gonna say? I'm gonna say North Carolina because West Virginia. You know, I like the song,
Bro,
but
the song's not even about State West Virginia. It's about Western Virginia. That's how irrelevant West Virginia is.
true. Who goes to West Virginia? What is even West Virginia?
The mountain.
I've been to West Virginia.
So
I've been to West
I
Virginia.
gotta go North Carolina. They just hit a walk off in the regional. So their batting average is hot. So I'm going North Carolina.
I messed with that.
Yeah, I agree. Give me the Tar Heels. I will be there. I think it's Monday next week. I'm going to tour. We won't be able to see the games, sadly. But the Tar Heels, number 4 seed, I feel like they're deserving of a higher seed than that. Great team, well-rounded, elite pitching staff. They're making a run. I feel like they might be the second best team in this. So give me the Tar Heels.
Right. I'm with the Tar Heels. Like Drew said, they should be ranked way higher on the scale. They're an amazing team. Stokely with a whopping .500 batting average is insane. For a college player, pretty sure he's a junior senior. It's just insane. Like, first round pick overall. Give me the Tar Heels. This is a no doubter.
Yeah, dude, that dude's getting a hit every other at bat, which is at bat, which is just crazy. I mean, that's absurd. He'll do great things in the majors. So.
Awesome. Our last super regional game before we get into a little NHL and NBA. We have Texas A&M University against the University of Oregon. Now, when I look at this game, I got to tour A&M. I'll be honest, their stadium was mid. Now, granted, I'm around the best stadium in college baseball, Mississippi State's, so I have very high expectations when I go look at other colleges. But I will give them this. They have an elite fan base. That will play a humongous role in this super regional. They are a cult. I'll give it to them. They're a cult. Their fans will be electric at that game. And they have a kid that's top 10, top 15 projected to go. So they have the hitting, they have the pitching, and I haven't really heard much of Oregon this season. So I think it's kind of Tammuz to lose, you know? Great people at Texas A&M, elite fan base, and Oregon has nice uniforms. That's about it.
Jack, real quick before you go, you said the elite fan base. I don't know how many college baseball fans are going from College Station to Oregon to watch a super regional. So I don't know.
Is it in Oregon?
Yeah, it's at Oregon. So I don't know what that fan base is going to play into.
Oh, are you sure it's not in A&M?
Texas A&M at Oregon is what the ESPN app right here says.
Are you sure that Oregon's not the home team for that game?
You might be right. Wait, Bryan College Station. Oh, it is the College Station. Never mind. That doesn't make sense. My bad. Forgive me.
Flip it.
I'm sorry.
flip it. Texas A&M's winning. I think I already said the 3 seeds are going to win every game that they play in this first round. So I don't know much about Texas A&M really either, but yeah, give me Texas A&M. James,
Amen, Jack. Amen.
Drew needs a redemption right here.
Yeah, Drew, you need to redeem yourself.
I was picking Texas A&M anyways. Much better team, better than Kentucky for sure. I don't know why what are they, the 3 seed or whatever? I don't know why I thought that they would not even be hosting it. I just looked over and saw A&M at Oregon. But yeah, A&M's killing Oregon. Oregon had a good record in the Pac-12. but that's the Pac-12. A&M had a better record. They were in the SEC, so give me the Aggies. Aaron?
I gotta go with the Ducks.
What are these polls, Aaron?
I don't know, but I gotta go with the Ducks. So I don't know much about them. I like the jerseys. I like how clean they are. I like the green jerseys. But I will say that Texas A&M did have a good run in the SEC tournament until they didn't, because they got blown out by the Vols. So
As a Vol fan, you think he'd be picking the SEC team, but the fact that he did the O as well, what are we doing?
Aaron,
So disrespectful.
voted up here.
gotta go with Oregon.
You did the Gator chompment here, and it might keep going down and down and down. I'm sorry.
Like,
buddy.
first, you disrespect your own school by doing your rival stuff. Then you disrespect your own conference. I hope Aaron is wrong in
he
every
can
one of his
redeem himself
picks,
in the
so
NHL.
I don't look like a complete idiot
There's
on
one
this
team
show.
to pick.
Hey, I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah, Aaron's about to be batting 1,000 after all of this. And we're going to be the ones crying.
Let a
I hope
naysayer
not,
know.
but that would be pretty
Let all
Oregon.
naysayers know.
Yeah,
Oregon.
that's definitely not what the shirt said. But yeah, you got it, Will.
Let's go. Give me the SEC team. This is a prime game at College Station. This is going to be an electric fan base. I got
it
the
is that
Aggies.
conversation.
I got the Aggies.
NHL next?
Yes.
Let's hit up some Chell next. Little Stanley Cup final action. We have the Edmonton Oilers, Jack's Edmonton Oilers, against the Florida
Jesus.
Panthers. We have Florida in the Stanley Cup for a second year in a row. What is going on? Jack, as our NHL expert, you're the NHL expert. Talk to us a little.
All right. We have Edmonton coming in with like 3.5 goals per game. That is scary. I did see people saying that they had the easier path coming in compared to Florida, because Florida had like Boston, but Edmonton did have to just play the Stars, and that was probably the game. That should have been the Stanley Cup final, in my opinion. Edmonton's going to win right here. Obviously, you have McJesus, Draisaitl, and Bouchard right here, who have like almost 30 points already. McDavid definitely going to get MVP. The only reason that scares me is Skinner has not been on his A game in the Stanley Cup Finals, and Bobrovsky is insane in goal. We can tell. I mean, just watching the playoffs, Bobrovsky's saved the Panthers so many times. Chinook is obviously an elite player. But yeah, I think with Draisaitl and Bouchard and McDavid and Hyman, obviously, just the 5v5 line for Edmonton is just going to destroy the Panthers.
Yeah, no, you've talked about Hyman and McDavid. I mean, all Stanley Cup playoffs long, and so I think I'll just ride with you on this one. Obviously, I've heard a lot about the Panthers goalie and obviously about Tkachuk. They've been in this situation before last year, but I think they failed to win last year against a Vegas team that's only been around since 2017. And this Edmonton team, I saw on a map today, it's the furthest distance the Stanley Cup will ever have to be played. It's like 2,000 plus miles. I think it's closer to the 2,400 mark. And so I think Edmonton's been better traveled. They'll be better prepared. And I think it's less of a distance for them to have to go from Edmonton to Florida, like less toll on their bodies per se than the Florida guys trying to go up to Edmonton. So I think that definitely helps them. And obviously McDavid was he the MVP this year for the NHL?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, MVP season, finished it off with the Stanley Cup MVP. Can't really beat that. Plus with the whole tradition of not touching your conference's trophy before. I know Edmonton was very serious about that. Not a single player got close to touching it. And I want to say Florida. I think Florida actually did touch theirs. So obviously that's not good if you're big on luck or whatever. But, I think I'll ride out with you on this one and go with the Edmonton Oilers. Bring a Stanley Cup back to Canada for the first time, obviously. Big USA guy, but, we got to share the love a little. Got to share the love a little.
I also want to go back. Nurse has also been kind of a hot topic on the Oilers He's kind of been sluggish. His plus minus is pretty low right now, I think. But McDavid obviously took care of that in a press conference, saying that you're just going to have some games where you're just off. And obviously, Nurse last series deflection into the goal a few times. Obviously, that just happens. And then McDavid at the very beginning of the year was saying how like this is like the year, like this is you either do it or you break. So I think with that type of mentality, Oilers are going to win because it's all or nothing.
Completely agree. Let's hear what these three have to say.
Start us off, Will.
Yeah. With NHL, the Oilers and the Panthers, I believe it comes down to literally McDavid and Reinhart. Now, with McDavid getting MVP of the year, NHL, I'm going to go with the Oilers. They have a great streak going right now, and they are hot on the ice. I got Oilers on the way.
Hot on the ice. That's a new one, Normally,
I like that little oxymoron.
Yeah.
I like that.
Big word you just dropped there, too. But, yeah, I like it. It's kind of cool. It's different. So, I'm going to have to agree, McDavid. I've been high on the Oilers. Jack put me on them last Stanley Cup. We were watching them together. And I just think, I love the Predators because they're the home team, But I got to have to go with the Oilers. The Panthers just, like y'all said, had a little bit of a cakewalk going into this. The Stars-Oilers series, that was the
Kind of
best.
other way.
Huh?
Other way around.
Florida had the hardest probably. You had Boston and Rangers. That's
Yeah,
definitely
no,
the
What
that's
about
hardest.
the Stars, though? The Star, I guess. I
Yeah,
was thinking about having to defeat the Stars. I think this series, I got Oilers winning 4-2.
4-2. That's good. What's old Aaron have to say? I'm scared.
I'm going to have to go with the Panthers. I'm sorry, Jack. I got to go with the Panthers. They just, honestly, I like the name. I like Panthers better than Oilers. But honestly, I'm ready to see some fights. I'm ready to see some fights. I'm ready to see people, drop the gloves and throw hands. But actually, I gotta go with Panthers. They do have a better record. I will say that, even though record doesn't really matter or count. But I'm sorry. I gotta go Panthers.
You did like a little gator chomp. Can you hiss like a panther? I just think, or growl.
Can you give us a
I
little?
didn't say do a gator chomp. Yeah, give us.
Can you give us one of those?
All right, yeah, that's definitely going in the intro. Thank you.
We'd like to take this time to introduce Happy Guys Pressure Washing by Ellis and Grayson. If you need pressure washing done in the Jackson metro area, call up Happy Guys and they'd love to pressure wash for you.
On to the NBA.
All right. NBA Finals featuring the Boston Celtics, one of the most historic franchises in NBA history, against the Dallas Mavericks, led by Luka and Kyrie Irving. Let me say how excited I am. This was probably the best combination we could have gotten from the conference finals. You have Kyrie's return to Boston. We know how ruthless Boston fans can be. And I think the Mavs have had the hardest path to the playoffs since the last time they were in the finals with Dirk Nowitzki in 2011. And if we're going off of what they did in 2011, history does repeat itself. I think they can do it again, and I'm taking the Mavs. They have a great rotation. They have good depth. They made trades at the trade deadline. I know the Celtics are the hot team. The Celtics are the team that have everyone, but their path to the playoffs is weak. They, they fail constantly in the playoffs. We've seen them crumble in previous years, losing to an old Warriors team in 2021. Last year, I don't even remember who they lost to last year. Probably some bum team. Jason Tatum hasn't been able to lead. Who did they lose to last year?
Wasn't it the Heat? Didn't they choke? Weren't they?
Oh yeah, they choked to the Heat. They choked to the Heat. Yeah, Jason Tatum might be the most overrated player in people's NBA top 10. And Luka and Kyrie just have connected on another level. It is special. And Kyrie wants vengeance. He wants vengeance when he comes back to Boston. And I think P.J. Washington's phenomenal. Derek Lively, a couple of other guys coming off the bench. They're a great team. I have ties to Dallas, a lot of friends that live in the Dallas area or just in Texas in general that are Mavs fans. So I respect them. And honestly, I just hate Boston sports. Hunter McCormick, I hope you watch this. I hate the Celtics. James Chapman, hate the Boston Celtics. And take that to the bank, Hunter. So when the Mavs win, I will be smiling on your grave. I will be dancing on the Celtics' grave, Hunter. This one's personal. This one's personal, okay? This one's personal. Clip this. Put this on Instagram. Put this on YouTube. Clip it right here. I'm going to dance on the Celtics' grave when Luka Doncic destroys your just poverty program. Jack, how about you take it next?
Celtics are winning. Drew Eldridge's favorite team right here. You got to go with that. The Celtics are also, like you say, they had a cakewalk in. They still had to play teams. They just dismantled teams to make
The
it look like a cakewalk.
Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Pacers without Tyrese Halliburton.
You still had to play an NBA team in the conference finals. I'm just saying, it's not a cake. They made it look like a cakewalk because they're good.
Buddy, that's like playing the Atlanta Hawks without like Trae Young, and that's the Atlanta Hawks we're talking about. I'm a Hawks fan. Like the Pacers without Hallie.
Yeah, Jack. I'm sorry. I got to go with the Mavs. Celtics, James said that's what I was going to harp on. Celtics always choke. I'm surprised they made it this far. Great team. They are going to sell. Mavs, Luka, just going to – it puts the team on the back. I mean, he spreads
It's just one more series. They can lock in for a series.
They can lock in. I just think the Mavs, Fletcher Hamilton, make him
Luka
proud.
was drinking after a game. He's not locked in.
Yeah, and the GM went over there and took that alcoholic beverage
He's
away
not
from
locked
him.
in. Celtics
Luka's so locked in.
Kyrie, this series is personal for Kyrie, so I think that's another part. So that's why I got the Mavs winning this.
Drew, I agree with you. I got the Mavs going. Luka and
You redeemed yourself.
Thank you. No,
He did not redeem Panthers.
No,
Is
he
he
still
crazy?
hasn't redeemed himself. He's getting there.
He went from here to here.
All right,
It
listen.
was progress.
I'll redeem myself right here. I'm going with the Mavs because Luka and Kyrie, they great combo. They got something unique. They got something special. Even in Kyrie's prime days, he's came back a little bit. With Luka, their connection on the court, they're hot. Luka's hot right now. So Jason Tatum, overrated. So Mavs all the way.
I like this guy now. I like this guy. Will?
I've seen both sides, watched both teams get where they are. I go with Drew. Boston always chokes. They always do. Give me the Mavs. Luka, with a 33.9 point per game average, is insane.
I'm going to be the only one right on this
absolutely
prediction.
destroyed. Now the question is Boston ready physically?
No,
they're not. They're not.
No.
They will choke. Give me the Mavs.
And I will say, and when the Mavs played the Timberwolves, they had a good comeback. I mean, they had it going, and they were on fire. So they're gonna blow out the Celtics, no doubt.
I mean, they played the Timberwolves, the defending champ Nugs, and the Suns. What more could you ask for?
They've already proven themselves.
I'm sorry. They played the Clippers, not the Suns. The Timberwolves played the Suns. That's on me. Still, though.
I thought the Timberwolves were going to win it all. They beat the Timberwolves. So, I mean, if they beat the Timberwolves, that means they're winning it all. Is all I'm saying.
Jason Tatum is going to have to clutch if he's going to win this.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
I'd love to see him win in 5 games. Think it'll be 6. I don't think this drags out 7 games, but
Celtics in 4. Watch and learn.
Okay, buddy. Which side? That side? Yeah. Okay, buddy. Okay. Jack, you were doing
Celtics and Oilers, bro. Celtics and Oilers in 4 right here. Aaron's going to be double
I think it's time to call it.
I got the Panthers.
It's been a great episode. Really enjoyed it, Aaron. Hey, thank you, Drew.
Don't let him touch a frisbee.
Appreciate you.
It's been great. Great episode. A lot of good sports this week, even though it's kind of a downtime. Lots of peak action. U.S. Open next week, getting into Omaha action. It's a good week. Olympics down the road. A lot to look forward to, boys. Jesus loves all y'all. See you next week.
See you next week.